Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's edition of Reading 365 on this beautiful Friday, December 11th already. Can you believe it? I am your host for today, Megan Horn, this Friday and every Friday. I just want to take a second to recognize and thank Floyd Stokes and for what he does with the American Literacy Corporation. It is, why we're here every day with you at 11 o'clock to share reading with you all. So I hope you all are enjoying it. And if you're joining us live or catching it on replay, if you're not able, obviously we're hoping it's your love of reading that's bringing you to us these days, right? But I'm just kind of moved today to mention that one other takeaway I hope you're all getting is not only obviously reading is fun and interactive, and there's so much joy we get from it. And obviously this program is directed towards our young readers to share our love with reading with young readers through picture books. But I hope you all see that love doesn't stop. Especially every day. You see new adults coming with you every day, and we love reading, I think maybe more today than we used to as children, but I think for a lot of us that love started when we were young. So I just hope that's a takeaway on not just how much fun it is, how important it is then later in life. Reading doesn't stop when you graduate and your professor's not telling you what book to read. Then is when it gets exciting and you can pick what you want to read and decide what world you want to open. It just gets even better. So I hope one takeaway from this program is that it's just a lifelong endeavor that you all start. So with that, we have a powerhouse lineup coming at you today. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. So if you're not catching this live, hopefully you're able to get it on the replay. We have Marcia and Karen with us today. I will let them, we'll obviously have time at the end to share with both of them because I want them both to be able to share a little bit. But they're both going to have readings today. So I will start with you, Marcia, turn it over to you with a quick little introduction, and then please begin with your reading, okay?
Okay. All right. My name's Marcia Hajduk, and I am reading with my friend Bella. And Bella is a 10-year-old girl who lives in China. And she has been our friend for years, and we talk to her every day. And Bella, because in China it's 12 hours different time than here. In China, it's midnight. So Bella couldn't read with us live, so we had to tape it. So we taped our reading, Bella reading the book, and our book today is This Makes Me Happy. And it's a fun book about our feelings. So here we go with Bella in China reading. Hi, I'm Marcia in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
And I'm Bella in China.
And today, Bella in China and I in Harrisburg are going to read you a story. The name of the story is This Makes Me Happy by Courtney Carbone.
This makes me happy. Today, my class is going on a field trip to the county fair. We are all so excited. It is hard to stay in our seats.
So we see the children in the school bus and we see the bus driver. And the bus driver has a little beard. And that kind of a little beard is called a goatee. And so we wonder, does your bus driver have a beard?
My teacher shows us one way to relax. We breathe in slowly. We breathe out slowly. Now I feel calm.
Wow, I feel like I could go to sleep.
We get to the fair. There's so much to see and do. I am so excited. It feels like there are butterflies in my tummy.
Yeah, and what do we see? We see a Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round, And we see someone selling ice cream cones, my favorite. And so it looks like that when you get an ice cream cone, you get 3 scoops, 3 different flavors. So, Bella, what flavors do you think they have?
I think the pink one might be strawberry, the orange one might be orange, and the yellow one might be vanilla.
And what would be your favorite?
Banana, I think.
Oh, and my favorite would be strawberry, but they're all good because I like ice cream.
Yeah. There's a long line for the roller coaster. We have to wait. The line moves slowly, but the ride is worth the wait. We go so fast. I feel like I am flying.
Yes, and sometimes when there's something really fun, we have to wait in line for our turn. And this girl, our hero in our story, is very brave because look, she's on that roller coaster and she is doing no hands. Wow, I'd be scared if I were doing no hands on that fast roller coaster.
Next, I get my face painted. I ask the artist to paint a yellow sun on my cheek. She gives the sun a big smile to match the one on my face.
So I have some paint, yellow paint, and I'm going to paint a big sun on my cheek so that I can match the girl in the story.
Yeah, look at that yellow sun. There's a pie eating contest. My teacher enters. 3, 2, 1. The whistle blows. We cheer her on. She wins. We jump up and down.
Wow, our teacher can eat the most pie. She must be pretty hungry. And looks like maybe that she had blueberry pie because we see all that blue on her face. But
and I also think the teacher needs a really big napkin.
She does. She needs a napkin to wipe up her face.
We see a glass jar full of jelly beans. It is a guessing game. The jelly beans are every color of the rainbow. It feels like there's a rainbow inside me too.
Wow, and we have a jar, a test tube that came from the Bella science lab, and in it we have some very pretty colored stones. And at the end of the reading, you can guess, you need to think now, how many stones do you think are in this jar?
Then we go to the petting zoo. We help the farmer feed the animals. They tickle our hands. I can't stop laughing.
Yeah, and here we see our girl, and she is feeding a llama. That white llama, the llama is an animal sort of bigger than a sheep, and it lives naturally in South America. So what animals do you see, Bella?
I think I see a cow, the black and white one that the little boy is petting.
And that small cow is called a calf. And we also see lots of other animals, and I like the donkey. The donkey's on the right side of our picture, and the donkey has big ears, and the donkey's smiling too.
And I think
Go ahead. What else did you see?
I also saw a rooster, and rooster's really funny. Like it's pulling its head is up.
Right, roosters go cock-a-doodle-doo first thing in the morning and wake us up. Okay.
We get to see a chick hatch from her shell. She is so small. Cheep, cheep. The chick makes me feel big and strong. I can do anything.
Right, so here we see, if you've ever imagined that inside of an egg, there could be a little chick. And that chick is all on its own, and it has to fight hard and peck to get out of its shell. And when it gets out of its shell, it's hatched. So the chick down at the bottom of the picture is hatched from her shell. And what we learn from that is that we also, if we try hard, we can do anything because we are big and strong.
There's a bake sale to support a good cause, but I'm allergic to nuts. I cannot eat any of the treats.
So here we see our girl back in the corner, and she's looking kind of sad because she can't eat the treats because she has to be very, very careful that there aren't any nuts. So kinds of nuts are maybe almonds or walnuts or pecans, but most people who have a nut allergy are allergic to peanuts.
I feel left out. My teacher sits down next to me. She has allergies too. She tells me not to worry. We can still help out. She is right.
Yeah, so here we are, and we're going to sell things at the bake sale to help out. Doesn't mean we have to have the treats, or we can look for a treat that doesn't have any nuts.
It's time to go home. We walk back to the bus hand in hand. What a great day. My heart feels like a hot air balloon high in the sky.
Yeah, and here we see the hot air balloons, and they're very pretty. And sometimes in the warm weather here in Pennsylvania, we see hot air balloons, people up in them in the sky, and they're fun to see. And so here are the children, and they are all happy, and they are going back to their school bus, holding hands, walking with their classmates.
And we can see the big smile on their faces.
Right.
I have a good feeling in my tummy, but I did not have any treats. What gave me this feeling?
So we have to think. We didn't have any treats, so it isn't just treats or candy or sweets that make us feel good. There's lots of other things.
Going on rides was exciting. Playing games was a lot of fun. Helping others made me feel good.
Yes, and these are all things that we did that makes us happy.
Many thoughts bounced around in my head. I focused on them one at a time. What am I feeling? I am feeling happy.
Yeah, so here we see that there are many, many things that made our friend happy. All the things that she did today, and mostly also that she helped people. And that was a part of her day. And she's going home with her big sunshine on her cheek.
What makes you happy?
And that's what we have to think about. What is it that we do? What did we do today that made us happy? And those are the fun things and also the good things that we do. So the girl is now, we have something else to share with you. We have our jar where we were guessing. So I don't know if you guessed, how many beans did you guess, Bella, were in our test tube?
Probably about 20, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less.
Okay, and so the answer, I don't know how many of you made a guess, but the answer is that there are 18 colorful stones in our test tube. Okay, so now Bella and I are going to share something else with you that's very exciting. Bella likes to help people, and so she, with her money, helped some children in Liberia. Liberia is a country in Africa, and Bella bought some books, and the children are enjoying the books, and that's what you see in this picture. So what do you think, Bella, about your books?
Well, I think I like the girl in the book that we just read. I'm helping others, and at the end they ask, what makes you happy? And I guess helping others makes me happy.
Right, and these children really seem to be enjoying their books. All right, so we're going to sign off now. We're finished our book. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope that Floyd enjoyed hearing our story also. And we are going to wish everyone happy holidays. The holidays are just
Happy
around the
holidays, everyone.
corner. Okay, so happy holidays and bye from Marcia in Harrisburg and
And bye from Bella in China.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Marcia, that was wonderful.
Yeah, so here we are, and Bella is very happy to be sharing with you, and we're going to be back with you again, Bella, is in 2 weeks, which will be on Christmas Day. So we have a little saying, which is, when you're with Bella, you're going round the world.
I love that. I love that. And what she said was so touching, that she loves helping people.
Mhm.
Like, to have that drive at her age is wonderful.
Yes.
And I know it's from what you and Tom share with her. So that's great. And she's such a good reader. So that's so special.
And imagine that she's 10 years old and that's certainly not her first language. So she
Right.
reads just as well as any I think, no accent, just it's
Right.
amazing to me.
It's amazing. It's amazing what you can
And
do
her parents don't speak English.
at all.
Well, the father, not at all. The mother, marginal.
Okay.
She's
That's
on
amazing.
her own with this English. It's amazing.
Well, that's good. And that's good she's sharing it.
Hi, we have a friend.
I have a little friend. We're in his reading nook, so he's joining us today too.
Okay.
Okay, so we will turn it over to Karen at this point to hear the book that you're going to share, Karen.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Can you see and hear me, I hope? I'm going to share a book with you today called I'm Not Ready. So that was very cool. You got to go to China with your last reading. It's a beautiful day today. So why don't we go into the woods with Baby Al? And by the way, this book is by Jonathan Allen, and we have other books by Jonathan Allen at the library. So if you like this book, you can find more there. Baby Al was getting ready to go to preschool for the very first time. He and his mom were going to walk there with Small Squirrel and Mrs. Squirrel. So here's Mrs. Al, the mother, and up here you see Baby Al in the tree. Hurry up, Baby Al, called Mom. How many of us have heard that from our mothers before? Small Squirrel will be here soon. I'm not ready, said Baby Al. I'm putting my toys away. So here he is, he's putting away his book. He has a little stuffed owl friend here and a ball. Putting your toys away, said Mom. But you never put your toys away. Small Squirrel and his mom arrived. Come on, Baby Owl, called Mom. Small Squirrel's here. So here's Mrs. Squirrel in the picture, and little squirrel with her, and also Baby Owl up here still in the tree. He's not ready. I'm not ready, said Baby Owl. I'm brushing my feathers. Brushing your feathers, said Mom. But you never brush your feathers. Please, Baby Owl, we have to go. So why do you think Baby Owl is not ready to go? My personal opinion is I think Baby Owl's nervous because he's going to a new place, a new school. He's not sure what to expect. So he's finding things to put off going. I'm not ready, said Baby Owl. I can't find my backpack. Well, that's kind of funny because here's the backpack right here. And of course, Mom can see that easily. And so could Baby Owl if he just turned his head around a little bit. And we all know owls can do that, right? They can turn their heads almost the whole way around on their bodies. It's hanging by the door, said Mom. I can see it from here. Now hurry up. But Owlie's not ready, said Baby Owl. Remember, Owlie's the little stuffed owl that Baby Owl has? His feathers need brushing too. Baby Owl, said Mom, you know Owlie doesn't have any feathers. Now, come on down. We really have to go. I'm not ready, cried Baby Owl. It's not fair. You're making me go to preschool when I'm not ready. And here he is. He's very unhappy about this, obviously, kind of having a tantrum there. Don't you want to go to preschool? Asked Mom, giving him a hug. Come on, Baby Owl. It will be fun. So here's Mom giving Baby Owl the hug. All right, Mom, said Baby Owl. He feels a little better. Mom has comforted him. He's going to give it a try. When they got to preschool, Baby Owl cheered up. Little Rabbit, Baby Badger, and all his other friends were there. Can you see his friends here? Put me down, Mom, said Baby Owl. I want to play with my friends. All right, said Mom, if you're sure that you're ready. Baby Owl played happily all day. He was still playing when Dad came to pick him up. There's Dad. He's pretty big. Here's his friends. Come on, Baby Owl, said Dad. It's time to go home. But I'm not ready, said Baby Owl. I'm playing with Small Squirrel. Small Squirrel's dad is here too, said Dad. We can walk home together. There's the big Mr. Squirrel and big Mr. Owl, and they're ready to go home from the first day of preschool with their kids. That night, Mom asked, are you and Allie ready for a good night's sleep? We are, said Baby Owl. I don't want to be late for preschool tomorrow. Good night, Baby Owl, said Mom. Good night, Mom, said Baby Owl. Here he is with his little owl, getting ready to go sleep, all geared up for preschool tomorrow. And that's the end of the story. And I wanted to tell you why I picked this book. Partly it was because I absolutely love owls. So one of my owl friends joined me today for this story. Owls are really interesting. They're associated with being wise and knowing a lot of things. And in a lot of people's minds, they're associated with reading. And reading is how we get to know things. But the other reason I picked the book is because it's a story about doing something even though you feel a little bit nervous about it. I think a lot of times the best feeling in the world that you can have is when you conquer that bit of nervousness and you do something you've never tried before and you find out you like it. Or maybe you try it and you're not great at it, but every time you try it again, you get better and better. So I thought this was a story about courage and it would be fun to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this little trip into the woods. And like I said, if you like this book, which is by Jonathan Allen, we have lots more like this at the library, and you are always welcome to join us there. Thanks, and have a great morning, everybody.
Shirt on.
Karen, I love that one, and I have to say that one touched us very personally as we have a preschooler right here. And I think every morning's like that.
Yep, I can remember that feeling whenever I was going to a new school, how I felt just sort of nervous and anxious about it until I got used to knowing who was there and what was going to happen. But then you feel better.
Yeah. You're like, why did I feel that? And isn't it funny how I know I can still remember how I felt, years ago doing things. Yeah. You still remember that feeling. And it's crazy. But like you said, you just make yourself do it.
Yep.
About it. Every day when you come out of school, you enjoyed it. But then the next morning, it's the same.
It's a new day and new challenges, right?
Yeah. Well, you both kind of touched on books that explored our feelings and maybe doing things that are a little out of our element. So I really like that. Marcia's ended with being happy, but throughout the book, there were all other feelings. And it's good that we recognize how good it is to not only, stay in those good feelings, but also it's okay to feel unsure and nervous and, get through all that. So with you both, you obviously have a deep-rooted love of reading. So I love that you're both on here today. So Karen, do you mind sharing for a minute, like what made you love reading, or, can you remember when you really started loving books, and what do you think led to that?
Yeah, I enjoyed reading from the time that I was a very small child. I had an older sister who would take me to the library and who read picture books to me. And then later, we would read some nonfiction, picture book kind of things too. It was, as I was joking with you earlier, it was an escape for me from my brothers from time to time because my brothers like to torment me. Mm-hmm. But it was a way to explore things and learn about things that was safe and interesting, I think, is why I really enjoyed it. And I kind of learned from reading how to overcome some of my own nervousness about things. That's why this story speaks to me, is that I could try on other people's, lives, or learn from how other people dealt with things through books. Right. And one of the things that studies show is that reading and experiencing characters' lives that way teaches us empathy. And I think that's really important. So it's something that I've enjoyed from the time that I was very young. Plus, I always wanted to be like my big sister, and she read a lot. So,
Right.
and my
Well,
mother did too.
that's nice that you had that role model in her.
Mhm.
That is good. Now, what about you, Marcia? Can you remember
Well, I
what
can remember back in very early elementary school we learned to read with a series called Dick and Jane. And
Mhm.
Dick and Jane had a sister, Sally, and they had a dog and a cat. And I always enjoyed that. And then my mom would pick us. I didn't go on the school bus. My mom would pick me up after school. And about once a week, we would stop at the library on the way home because she was also a very big reader. And so I learned early on to really like books. And then I guess my quintessential book of choice was remembering about how I loved Nancy Drew.
Oh, God.
I wanted to be Nancy Drew. And I was a little pudgy, as I still am. And as a result of that, I always got made Beth with my friends. So I wasn't usually Nancy Drew when we acted this out. I was Beth because Beth was always described as a little pudgy in the books. So anyway, I endured that. And I'm a great fan of Nancy Drew to this day, as well as all the other things that I now try to read. And I'm never without a book, and I'm never without an audio book in my car. I just can't go anywhere without my audio
my
book.
gosh. So you're covered wherever you go.
That's right.
Marcia, if you come to my office at the library downtown, you'll see that there's a great big vinyl wall sticker of Nancy Drew on the wall, and a mug with Nancy Drew on it, and Nancy Drew books. And
Right.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Taught us to be brave and to take chances and to do things that girls weren't supposed to do.
Yep. And to get out of tough situations and
Right.
figure things out. I agree. Plus, she had that cool blue roadster.
Right. We had a roadster. So we learned some words that we didn't know. That was a kind of car, and it was a convertible, as I remember.
Quite
And
sporty.
had a boyfriend named Ned Nickerson.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So, if you're new joining us today, if you've never shared with Marcia and Tom, obviously they have a very broad outreach of reaching people all over the world and sharing the love of reading and teaching people, maybe if it's your English is your second language to read. So that's so wonderful. Karen, do you kind of want to talk a little bit about what you do with the Dauphin County Library Center and what you've been doing, maybe how things have changed in the last 9 months and what's been going on there?
Sure. Well, I'm the executive director for the library system. There are 8 libraries across the county that are under our umbrella. So we still have books because, books are still what most people want to read. A lot of people are shifting to reading online, especially now that we're in a pandemic. But for many of us, myself included, there's nothing like the feeling of an actual print book in your hands. And there's nothing like sharing an actual print book with your child or somebody else in your family. There's a bonding that goes on through that process that I think is really important. And so the library has a focus on building early learning skills. And we offer a lot of Storytime programming and a lot of what we call Born to Read programming, which is preschool reading sessions with children and with new parents of babies. And we've had to shift to doing that all online right now. And we are continuing to offer our programming online, but we cannot wait until it's safe to have everybody come back into our space again and do these programs in person, because there's just a different kind of connection that way. And yes, libraries have moved into the tech century. Obviously, we've had to. People come to us, though, who don't have access to the internet. They don't have their own computers at home, or they don't have broadband, or they only have a phone, and it's kind of hard to apply for a job or do that kind of thing on a phone. So they come into the library to do that. And we still see that going on right now, which is why we're trying to keep the libraries open safely as much as we can right now while we're all dealing with the pandemic situation.
Good. That's amazing. So outside of just the joy we get outside of reading, it's a very important service that obviously is provided through that system. So that is amazing. And thank you for, what you do for the community for that. And Marcia, I think from what I understand, a lot of your program is virtual anyway. How much, one-on-one do you and Tom do as far as reading, or is that
No, well, everything is virtual because the people are all in other countries around the world.
Mhm.
So it's all done that way. And I just wanted to point out too, as we get nearer to the Christmas and the other holidays, today I guess is a Hanukkah day.
Mhm.
There's Kwanzaa and New Year's and lots of other holidays coming up. And I always enjoy every year getting out my holiday books. Those are stories that I've loved from for years. The Gift of the Magi and others. I just they're like old friends, and every holiday I say, oh, well, and it brings back so many memories. So that's another good thing about books and reading, that they
Yeah.
kind of give you a perspective on your life and what you did, and you can think about what you did the first time you read this book, or
Mhm.
the Christmas story, or whatever that was read to you as a child during the holidays.
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on that because it is a perfect time of year. I've been begging him every night, can we read the night before Christmas tonight, please?
Right.
I love that. Well, do either of you have anything to share before we call it a day here that you want to share with our readers?
No, I just wanted to say I thought it was really, really cool that you had someone from China reading the book, Marcia, and that what you're doing virtually, I think, does for people what books can do as well, giving them that experience that's outside their own everyday, broadening their mind and their horizon in that way and exploring. It's really cool. So congratulations.
Okay, thanks.
You know, and that
Yeah,
picture,
we wish everybody happy holidays and lots of fun, lots of, hopefully maybe we'll have some snow and we can do some snow activities. We'll see.
Yep.
I hope so. Well, thank you both so much. I'm sure everyone was so touched by your books, and we hope to see you again soon, okay?
All right.
Thanks.
Take
In
care and be
2
safe,
weeks then.
everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.